this. Your future university is the pioneer of higher education institutions in Indonesia. An Islamic university that welcomes all interested citizens, a place where you will learn the beauty of diversity while still faithfully adhering to Islamic values. Imagine this. You are able to experience international education in an international university with global recognition. Study programs are accredited and certified by various countries such as Japan, Korea, England and the USA. A place where you explore science through 8 faculties and 48 study programs that you can choose from. Where you can weave your dreams while enjoying collaborative adventures with global scientists. And broadening your horizon through national and international partnership programs. Imagine this. You can pursue higher education in Indonesia in a private university that has a lush and green environment. An excellent university that is tirelessly innovating in various fields. A place where you can learn freely, whether surrounded by calming trees or inside the buildings, online or offline, beyond the classrooms, unbound by distance and space. All is provided to nurture you to become an active and innovative generation with diverse perspectives, which in turn earns appreciation. Imagine this, your future university supporting you to become an intellectual who is not only academically profound, but also spiritually insightful. The best private university that still strongly believes in academic freedom, encouraging you to express yourself in an era of fierce competition where contributions to problem solving are much needed. Its academic staff, as well as 107,000 alumni, have proven their worth, becoming ulil albab who are able to integrate science and Islamic teachings for the development of various sciences. Imagine this, your university is located in Indonesia's very own city of education, a city with a wide diversity of stories and cultures waiting to be discovered. Universitas Islam Indonesia is a university that is truly Indonesian, standing side by side with science, culture and art, creating a harmony of beautiful colors. Now stop imagining. It's time to realize your aspirations. Are you ready? Because here at UII, we are ready to show you the way.
At first, I had doubt about my English skill, which was not very good. But I see many opportunities offered, as when we want to continue our master's school, we are used to speaking English, right? This helped me to push harder. We have to pursue a future where English language skills are needed in any activity. Not only that, we can also feel the benefit from now on. For example, when we read journal to look for references, of course, we look for accredited journal, and most of them are in English. The process of writing, reading, presenting, and speaking also uses English as an introduction. There are many excellent programs offered by the international program, such as the bridging program, student exchange, and training that bring lecturers from abroad. Our teaching and learning in this classroom is more comfortable and enjoyable, with interactive interaction between student and lecturer. We are in a state of pandemic, but this does not close the opportunity. We can join exchange program, credit transfer program, and English studies program. My message to the future university student: get out of your comfort zone. It's a great experience to join in the IP program. You can expand your knowledge to whatever extent, whether it's to improve your English skill or expand your networking abroad. I think IEP program is an option that definitely should be considered.
During my education in International Program or IB in the Department of International Relations, I have received various benefits such as getting greater opportunities in international activities or events, getting to know friends from various countries, and went to the Asian countries such as Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Singapore as the part of the international program P2A, with huge benefits from the department and also the university. In international program, the department facilitates the students with English proficiency tests such as Duolingo and IELTS. And not only that, the department also provides the students with bridging program, which is help me to adapt in using English language as the learning process and makes the English is just like my daily language, and it pushed me to develop my skills and makes me want to keep more learning and developing. My message as an IB student: reach your goals in a way that you never imagined before, even in the pandemic situation. You will get greater educational opportunities such as seeing in the global perspective, skill improvisation in using foreign language, making friends from another country, and great learning experience. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Beneficent, praise to be the Lord of all worlds. Prayers and peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad, his family, and all of his companions. The Honorable Vice Dean of Religion, students, and alumni affairs of Faculty of Psychology and Sociocultural Sciences, Dr. Amy Zulaifa. The Honorable Head of Department of International Relations, Mr. Hanga Fatana, MA. The Honorable all Deputy Heads of International Program, Universitas Islam Indonesia. Respected speakers and all attendees. Welcome to Information Session Webinar and launching of Career Mentoring Program, Your Future Start Here, preparing for a career while you're in college. I'm Siti Mahdaria, and it's my pleasure to serve as the session chair for this important agenda. On behalf of Universitas Islam Indonesia, I want to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. This event will be held in English. You can use the interpretation feature to follow the event in Indonesian. Acara ini akan dilaksanakan dalam bahasa Inggris. Anda dapat menggunakan fitur penerjemah atau interpretation untuk mengikuti acara dalam bahasa Indonesia. Make sure your Zoom application is up to date and select the globe icon at the bottom of the Zoom to select your preferred language channel. Pastikan aplikasi Zoom Anda adalah versi terbaru dan pilih tanda globe yang ada di bagian bawah jendela Zoom untuk memilih kanal bahasa yang Anda inginkan. Klik the icon, klik icon globe, choose the language available in the menu. Pilih bahasa yang tersedia di menu tersebut. Let's start our agenda by hearing the welcoming speech from Head of Department of International Relations, Universitas Islam Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Hanga Fatana.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah Muhammad ibni Abdullah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Ms. Ira Promasanti Rahmadewi, the Deputy Head for International Program at the Industrial Engineering Department. The Honorable Dr. Putu Ayu Pramanasari Agustiananda, the Deputy Head for International Program at the Department of Architecture. The Honorable Dr. Arba Pramundita Ramadani, the Deputy Head for International Program at the Department of Pharmacy. The Honorable Mr. Abdurrahman Al-Faqih, the Director for Career Development and Alumni of Universitas Islam Indonesia. All respected high school partners of Universitas Islam Indonesia across the countries, respected teachers, high school students, and all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Hello everyone, and welcome to the International Program, Department of International Relations, Universitas Islam Indonesia. I am thrilled to be here with all of you as we are about to celebrate the grand launching of Professional Career Mentoring Program for international students of international relations. Mentors have played an incredibly important role in our life. This is why, in this August, today, we start a mentoring program here at the International Program Department of International Relations for the most promising IP students of 2018. That's why today we are also happy to welcome a new group of mentees here with us today, and I hope you are as excited about this program as we are. I want to start by thanking everyone to joining us today from all of across the countries, both the high school students, teachers, alumni, and the young folks. This program is designed to international program students of International Relations of Universitas Islam Indonesia. We are committed to nurture our IP students, our international program student skill sets, not only excel in the academic achievement, but also well prepared in enhancing their employability skills and leadership capability. So, to high school students who are attending this event today, my message is clear. We know that choosing a university is a big decision. So choose the right university that prepares for your future career since the beginning of your study, and get all of your questions answered at our webinar. For those of you starting out today, we are honored to be able to pair you with some incredibly talented people who will help you to prepare your future career. For the mentees, mentoring will provide a safe haven to explore personal, work, and career issues. The mentor will provide a timely perspective on your future career, a sounding board for difficult decisions, an independent view to put things into perspective, someone to encourage you when things are not going well, and sometimes a role model for some of the personal goals you want to achieve. All of your mentors are taking time out of their busy schedule, and I believe they are busy these days because they want to hear from you. People are doing this because they want to be part of your lives. They want to hear about your hopes and dreams and your passion and your struggles. They are here because they believe in your potential and they want to share some of the lessons they have learned along the way. So, once again, I would like to thank to all of our mentors who are also speakers of today's webinar. They are willing to taking the time out of their busy schedules. Ms. Dinda Wahid, Ms. Talita Hindarto, Mr. Ricky Iskandar, and Mr. Vindi Kurniawan, thank you very much. So I'd like to thank you once again for coming. We are proud, all of you, not just the mentees, but also the mentors for the work that you're doing. We are also proud to welcome high school students to join this program. This is the time to prepare your future. This is the time to achieve your dream. And this is the time to join international program of International Relations, Universitas Islam Indonesia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Hanga, for your remarkable opening. Ladies and gentlemen, please give virtual applause for Mr. Hanga. Next, please let me welcome the Deputy of the International Program of International Relations, Universitas Islam Indonesia, to introduce the Career Mentoring Program, Ms. Karina Utami Dewi. The screen is yours.
Thank you so much, Ms. Session Chair, Honorable Head of Department of International Relations, Mr. Hanga Fatana, invited Deputy Heads of International Program in UII, Ibu Ira Promasanti, Deputy Head of International Program from Industrial Engineering, Bapak Dr. Soleh Ma'mun, Deputy Head of International Program from Chemical Engineering, Ibu Dr. Putu Ayu Pramanasari Agustiananda, Deputy Head of International Program for Architecture, Ibu Dr. Arba Pramudita Ramadhani, Deputy Head of International Program from Pharmacy, and Bapak Abdurrahman Al-Fakih, Director of Career Development and Alumni of UII. Distinguished speakers, Mr. Ricky, Mr. Vindi, Ms. Dinda, Ms. Talita, and of course, invited teachers of high schools and also students of high schools and students of International Program of International Relations, and all distinguished guests. So today I will only take a short amount of your time to present what is Career Mentoring Program, as I am currently Deputy Head of International Program in Department of International Relations. Allow me to share my screen. Oops, sorry, wrong. Wait. Okay. All right.
Sorry, Miss, I think you're...
Okay, sorry, yes. So Career Mentoring Program is a program that is tailored for international program or IP students in our Department of International Relations. And I would say that this is probably the first that is available in Universitas Islam Indonesia in terms of international program. And this is actually, we make this in order for the students to be able to excel in their future career, and then they would be able to face intense competition after graduation. Their skill sets later on, after they finish this program, they will be equipped with skills in personal branding, critical thinking, adaptability, and be talent ready for the professional world. And the participants of this program are IP students in our department, currently in their 7th semester or in their 4th year. So the ones that are going to finish their study, currently doing their final thesis, and then this is to bridge that life of being a student to the life of being a professional. And we have 4 mentors that represent the 4 potential careers of our graduates, and the mentors are also the speakers for today's webinar. They represent actors in diplomacy, actors in multinational business economy, actors in transnational advocacy, and actors in global international relations research. And then we would like to have this program as an intensive program for the students, and therefore they will be running in the course of 8 meetings at the very least during 1 semester, or during the next semester for the 7th semester students. Okay, and I think that's it that I can share about Career Mentoring Program. And thank you so much for your attention and for being here. I can never emphasize enough how important this event is for, especially for college students and also for high school students who are currently looking for the future and what they're going to do in terms of their advancing their study and also their career. And that's it. That's from me. Thank you so much. I'll return the forum to the session chair and enjoy the webinar. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Ms. Karin, for the explanation. Ladies and gentlemen, please give virtual applause for Ms. Karin. To optimize students' potential and to help them address issues and challenges, we launched a career mentoring program for students of international program, which will provide the students with mentors that will guide them in career preparation. We are also inviting mentors to be the speakers of the event and providing the audience the opportunity to learn more about career opportunities in various professional fields. Then, let's continue the panel session to discuss career preparation for students. There will be 4 panelists, including Ms. Talita Hindarto, the resource person in diplomacy, Ms. Dinda Wahid, the resource person in transnational advocacy network, Mr. Ricky Iskandar, the resource person in multinational business, and Mr. Vindi Kurniawan, the resource person in research. A friendly reminder that this event will be held in English. You can use the interpretation feature to follow the event in Indonesian. Acara ini akan dilaksanakan dalam bahasa Inggris. Anda dapat menggunakan fitur penerjemah atau interpretation untuk mengikuti acara dalam bahasa Indonesia. Make sure Your Zoom application is up to date and select the globe icon at the bottom of the Zoom window to select your preferred language channel. Pastikan aplikasi Zoom Anda adalah versi terbaru dan pilih tanda globe yang ada di bagian bawah jendela Zoom untuk memilih kanal bahasa yang Anda inginkan. Without any further ado, please let me invite our first speaker, Talita Hindarto. She is a Vice Consul for Economic Affairs at the Consulate General of the Republic of Indonesia in Istanbul. She has more than 6 years experience in diplomacy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Talita. I think your mic is mute, Miss.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, all the honorable lecturers from University of Islamic University of Yogyakarta, UII, and also the esteemed student that attended today's event. Thank you so much for inviting me as one of the resource person. I'm grateful for this opportunity to introduce diplomacy to everyone. And I think most people in Indonesia right now is well aware of the work of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in diplomacy, especially for vaccine diplomacy and also other health equipments. So I hope the students can be inspired through our works and choose international relations as their major in university. I think mentor in my life has contributed a lot since my time. I don't have like legal or official mentors that becoming my mentor, but during my way becoming a diplomat, I do have encounters with those who I am proudly called as my mentor. I'm so excited and looking forward to the meetings ahead of us that I hope my experience can contribute in your life and your journey in becoming a diplomat for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I think that's all I want to share today. Thank you so much. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to contact me and drop your questions. I will happily answer every one of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Talita, for your sharing session. Ladies and gentlemen, please give virtual applause to Ms. Talita. Our second speaker is Dinda Wahid. She is a Deputy Director at Trade Union Rights Center, an NGO for labor empowerment. She has 4 years experience in human resource project. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Dinda.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you all hear my voice clearly? I hope so. Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for Universitas Islam Indonesia and also for the honorable lecturers of the university and for Coach Potato also for giving me the chance to be part of this incredible program. Let me now share my screen because I have a short presentation to help with today's sharing session with all of you. So my name is, my name is Dinda Zakia Wahid. You can call me Dinda, of course. I'm a political science graduate from the Parahyangan Catholic University in Bandung, majoring in international relations. And I'm currently working as the Deputy Director of Institutional Affairs and also the project managers at the Trade Union Rights Center. It is a think tank NGO for labor issues based in Jakarta. More or less, I have 7 years of experience working in various kind of field. Maybe it's my 5th years working in NGOs, and the second last year is I'm trying to be more focused on the human resource development field. I also have the experience of working in various social enterprises and startups, as well as a creative agency. It might look like very random career journey, but I take that as a way of finding my true self and what I'm actually want to do in a professional life. Currently, I am still studying about the whole and more general human resource studies like recruitment, organizational development, talent acquisition, and everything that relates to people and culture. Also experience in handling some project management, like creating events in an international scale, and then being involved in several governmental projects as well as maintaining an international funding programs particularly for my current organization right now. All right. So a little bit of experience overview of my how is it like working in NGO, particularly in my NGO right now. It's the Trade Union Rights Center, as I mentioned before. It's a think tank and advocacy NGO for labor issues. So we are basically in a daily basis, we are working together with the trade unions across Indonesia and also in the region, like in South Asia and Southeast Asia, to voice their issues and maintain their welfare in the work field. So as far as I understand, in the 5 years of working in an NGO, for me, working in a non-governmental organization is absolutely not just a place to work. It's not like you are waking up in the morning and then you do your daily task and submit it by the end of the day and receive a salary in the end of the month. No, it's far way more than that, because in an NGO, we have a belief of a cause that we want to be part of contributing for a better place in the future. We believe that through delivering message through advocacy work, we can help the life of some people that are in need of help. In this case of my organization, it's the labor issues, of course. And in NGO, we also believe of an idealism. We are not working. We keep some of our work very idealistic. So it is very great for all of you if you want to find a place where you can grow yourself and feeling a direct contribution for a better world, and also contribute to a better future, no matter how small the impact would be. But at least you are trying to directly experience on how it is very fun and indescribable feeling on how to on the journey of voicing some issues of other people. And in the NGO environment, how is it like the communications or the people inside of the organization and the partners outside the organization, I can say that it is a very small circle, like almost everyone knows each other. For example, in my organization, we are not the only NGO that are focusing on labor issues. We work frequently with the ILO, we work frequently with the trade unions and the government representative as well. But the circle is very small. So when you attend some networking events, or even you create one or two events, you will meet similar people. So it is very important to maintain your network, and networking is ability. I can say it's a must, because from there you can grow your experience, know a lot of different kind of people, and they will help you somehow in voicing a larger issues that you want to the many people want to know about. And in TRC in particular, we are quite a result-oriented organization, but we value the process so much. So we don't really push you to work in some way or another. But if you are feeling more comfortable working maybe in a coffee shop or working while you're drinking your coffee or talking to another people, it's up to you as long as you can deliver the result on time and based on the target. And I also feel like working in a non-governmental organization, we can give direct contributions and direct impact, whether it is in the scale of the issues or in the organization itself. Because in my organization, the organization is very small. We only consist of 20 people, 20 employees right now. So not all the systems are ready, and therefore you can directly contribute to some improvements that can make your daily work feel better and more effective. And that being said, that working in a small organizations like this, although the issues are very huge, like labor issue, but the room for innovation and improvisation is there. I mean, maybe if you are working in a giant company or a giant working place, you will never be able to talk with the founder or the CEO. But talking with the executive director in my organization, it was like, yeah, you can just ask him to, can we get a coffee and talk about something? And he will definitely say, oh yeah, of course. And what can we discuss about? It's the very valuable process of learning that I get from working in an NGO. All right. So if some of you are interested in exploring more on working in a non-governmental sector, there are many skills needed, of course, but the core competencies that maybe today I can share with you is absolutely the combination of soft skills and hard skills, because I can say that I'm quite a firm believer that hard skills or technical skills are skills that can be learned along with the process, but soft skills on another level. As an IR student, I believe that you now have a good research skills, and believe me, it will be very beneficial when you are working in an NGO, because particularly if you are working in a advocacy work, like you have to make policy recommendations, you have to do advocacy with different kind and level of people, you have to have a good research skills. Back in the time when I was in college, many assignment and creating papers are every day. So we kind of get used to have a good process of finding something through research. And of course, the communication skills is a must, because you are required to talk with different kind of people. For example, one day you might talk with government representative from various level, and the next day maybe you are can make a conversation with kids with disabilities, if that's the cause that your NGO is working on. So it requires you to adjust your way of talking with many kind of people, and that's when you have a good communication skills, that will help you a lot and make your day more easier. What I also believe is also a problem solving and a critical thinking skills is very necessary, especially working in everywhere. I believe it's necessary in everywhere, also in NGO, because we are faced with many kinds of problems that requires you to solve it either by yourself or with a minimum supervision of your upper line or managers. So having the thought of how can I best solve this problem, will help you a lot also in finishing your task. Creativity is also important for us to have, especially when you are working in an issue that is not everyone understand about. For example, like labor issue. Uh, in the beginning of my career in NGO, when people asking me, where do you work now, Dinda? I work in a labor NGO, and they were like, oh, so you're in a rally and firing the tire and screaming on the street and whatever. Yeah, slightly I do that, but it's way bigger than that. But the thing that the other people must know, labor issue is very it's a common issue. It's not that masculine, it's not that scary, and even some of people still don't understand the difference of workers and laborers. So that's why, for me, creativity is very important for you to deliver the message. So the target audience or the target that society that you want to reach can easily understand what you are trying to say. And I have to put this up. English proficiency is definitely important in wherever you want to work in the future. But at least having an English skills in working in an NGO is very helpful for me because most of the organizations are get a funding from an international organizations. They cannot speak Bahasa at all, so it requires you to write a report or submit a proposal or having a conversation about the progress of your program all in English. So having the competencies of speaking another language besides Bahasa will be a very good additional value for the future graduates. And of course, other skills related to your job role is also important. And
Thank you, Miss Dinda. I think it's all right.
okay, thank you. If you have any further questions, maybe we can continue it on the Q&A session.
Yes, great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Dinda, for your inspirational insight. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give virtual applause to Miss Dinda. Our third speaker is Ricky Iskandar. He is a corporate public relations specialist at Forest Interactive, a multinational company in technology and telecommunications. He has more than 7 years experience in communications and public relations. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ricky.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon and good morning. Dr. Emi Zulaifa, Mr. Hangga Fatana, Miss Karina Utami Dewi, respective lecturer and staff, and wonderful speakers here. There is Miss Dinda Wahid, Miss Talita Hindarto, and Mr. Vindi Kurniawan. All the students of International Relations, Universitas Islam Indonesia. Wow, it's great to be back here, my beloved alma mater. Yeah, back then in 2007, I was a student of UII. So I'm honored to share about my experience working in multinational company called Forest Interactive. Allowed me to share my screen. So yeah, this is
Mr. Ricky, I don't think we can see your screen yet.
oh. Apologize. Let me restart.
Mr. Ricky, do you want us to help to share your screen? I think we're losing him. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're currently having technical issues in Mr. Ricky's connection. And I think we will move on first to our next speaker, Mr. Vindi. Mr. Vindi Kurniawan, do you mind if you go first right now? All right, yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for UII to invite me and Ria on behalf of the UII and the whole UII staff and lecture also to give me the opportunity to join for this delighted afternoon and to interact with the student and teacher also. Okay, I would like to introduce myself beforehand that my name is Vindi Kurniawan. I graduated from Brawijaya University in 2009. And now currently I'm working for international NGO based on the Quezon City in Philippines, who mostly dealing with climate change and energy. And basically the things that we do is similar to Greenpeace. And I'm currently searching for research related to the fossil fuel industry in 5 different countries in Asian Pacific, including Indonesia, Philippines, Australia, and China and Singapore. And not to make this thing redundancy, because the whole thing related to the NGO working, the NGO dynamism have already mentioned it by Ms. Dinda. I think it's quite comprehensive to summarize how does it feel like to working in NGO. And here probably I would like to emphasize related to the research that I did in the Gaia in NGO that I work for, is that we try to figure out related to fossil fuel industry in 5 different countries in Asia Pacific, and is very challenging because of we need to communicate with the grassroots and also with the higher policymaker. For example, like institutions like World Bank and Asian Development Bank, and so that's why it needs it requires English proficiency, of course, and also critical thinking and things that Ms. Dinda mentioned as well, related to fitting ourselves in different interlocutor with the policymaker or with the grassroots community. And probably I would like to share the screen related to the research that I did and I've been doing by far, that could influence the student while they're spending their time in college. Allowing me to share my screen. Wait a minute. Which one? Okay. Okay. Here we go. It made a competency requirement to be possessed by college students who came to be researchers. And actually, to do research as our field job is not only possible to do it in the NGO, but also in the university. But the difference is that, just like previously mentioned by Ms. Dinda, was like in NGO is more like more dynamic and more egalitarian environment from one stuff to another stuff. And it could, somebody could just reach somebody else to share the idea and to brainstorming, for example. And is very important activity to do a brainstorming, especially because in research we need to.
Oh, Mr. Findi, could you please share your screen?
I think I did it already. So wait a minute.
Not yet. Okay.
Okay, it's confusing. Wait. Okay.
Yep.
Let me.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the few points that I made related to why doing research is important, and is a tool to knowledge facilitating learning. I think most of students must be familiar with the stuff, because I'm pretty sure either in high school and university, this is something that we have to give student as a learning material. And the second point is also means to understand various issue and increase public awareness. For example, like issue that the issue that I focus on in my research related to climate change and green energy policy is extremely important, especially for younger generation. I could mention related to millennial or Z generation. They have to understand what kind of issue they are facing in the future and also in present time, because of, for example, climate change and green energy is it must be applied right now. If it not, it will too late to save the environment and Mother Earth is general. And so that's why the student need to be to possess this kind of awareness since the beginning in the university and the process learning. And the third point is a aid to business success as well. The research is not only impactful to gain data, but also, I mean, in academic field, but also in the business. Currently many decacorn, let's say, like in Indonesia, for example, like Gojek or Tokopedia, they are also hire social researchers to craft their they craft their product and offering to the market. And number 4 is to find and also seize the opportunities related to the data that we gain, and how we can use that data to maximize it, the opportunities, opportunities for ourselves and also for the public. And number 5 is related to very technical things: reading, writing, analyzing, and sharing valuable information for sure. And in Indonesian context is extremely important, because in index, international index, that our number to in reading or mathematician or science is very low compared to other countries. So I think is a good point to press it, and how important the research and all the stuff. Okay, I will move on to another slide. However, some researchers have confused. Not only researchers, public also have confused related to skill and competency. Therefore, we need to enlighten our student, the student and in high school and also in college, that skill is quite different than competency, because the skill, we can learn the skill in the institution, like college, like high school, like some private training. For example, skill like coding, programming, understanding of methodology like survey, study case, and ethnography, and so on and so on. And also to be proficient in foreign language, French, German, or English. We can learn it in institution. But the competency is quite different compared to skill, because we bring it since the day we were born, and then it could be sharpen it. It could be line the ability that we have, like critical mind, perseverance, and curiosity, sympathetic. And I would like to emphasize this point because of in social research we are dealing with human, not only doing a desk research, because we observe and also interview people. It's important to have to have a sympathy, because when people don't like you, it's impossible for them to give you data, and impossible for you to finish your research. And also commitment, and his last point is about the humble, how to be humble people person. I think that's a competency that that we need to enforce to our student, and then let them to strive, let them flourish their ability after they graduated. I think that's all, and it's one of the word from Muhammad Ali, one of my idol, because of we sometimes we need not only in the cynical era, we need someone who can encourage us to do something and pursue what we want to pursue. I mean, to be what we want to be needs it needs mental to strong mentally. I mean, like 50% something that we do. We could be writer, we could be dancer, we could be lecturer, whoever we want to be. It needs 50% of mentally to be prepared, and therefore is Muhammad Ali, I think, is a good example for this one. And okay, that's all. So I'm so sorry to give a very brief explanatory related to my background. I think Ria have already presented very well, and then I just like to emphasize the research, and then because it's my field, and how to galvanize students to pursue the same field work. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Findi. So yeah, our third speaker was Mr. Findi. He is the Climate and Energy Associate at Global Alliance for Incinerator Alternatives. He has more than 4 years experience as a researcher in the issue related to sustainability and humanity. So thank you so much for your sharing session, Mr. Findi. Ladies and gentlemen, please give virtual applause to Mr. Findi. Then now we are get back to our previous speakers, Mr. Ricky Iskandar. So I'll remind you that he is a corporate public relations specialist at Forest Interactive, a multinational company in technology and telecommunication. He has more than 7 years experience in communication and public relations. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ricky. Yep. Miss Karin, could you please unmute Mr. Ricky?
Yes, it's all clear now. Okay, so apologize. So yeah, there is a bit technical issue which happens today. So there is a joke every time we are facing this technical issue in our company in Forest Interactive. So we can always say that, yeah, welcome to the third world country, Indonesia, when internet is a problem here. It's a bit sarcastic, but yeah, we can make it like a more fun because we had a different background from various countries. So allow me to share the screen again. Okay, so yeah, as I mentioned, I'm very honored to be here, to be back in UAE to share about my career experience work in multinational company. So yeah, I was graduated from Universitas Islam Indonesia back then, and this is what I would like to share is about the merits of multinational workplace. So As a beginning, as an introduction, so there is merits of multinational workplace is about the culture and language. Of course, since we had various nationalities, we speak in different language. Any language we speak in Malay, we speak in Germany, we speak in um, Urdu, yeah, something like that. So it's always nice to have a friend in various countries, such as Forest Interactive. And then another fun fact, like our company, we came from 28 different nationalities from Asia, Europe, Africa, America, or even Latin America. So during our national festivities, uh, but not this pandemic, yeah, we can always share our meals at the same table. So we always celebrate the national days with our colleague, and we can share the meals of our national meals there in the same table in the pantry. So it's always nice to learn the cultures and also the customs from the food. We started from the food, and then the conversation going to be fun. And then the second one is about the international travel. This is the part that I love the most, since I can visit other countries back then when the situation is not a pandemic. So when I visit another countries without feeling bad, so we can plan to visit the other countries where our international office located. We can also ask our colleague to recommend what to eat, what to do, and also where to sleep. It's always nice. And then this is the last one of merits of working in the multinational workplace is about the passion, innovation, and diversity. So just like everyone said, and these three things are now becoming a very important aspect when you choose your future career or company dream. So when you work with the diverse people, you will get the creative juices and open to new ideas. You will meet with new customers, new leaders, and then you can share brilliant ideas with them, and they can also share the brilliant ideas with in their mind. And also having a different cultures in your research and development teams is to ensure your business stay updated with innovation and then inventions too. And how we can get there? Of course, the first one is to brush up your language skills, because during our daily conversation or perhaps business as usual, we only use the universal language, which is English. So you have to be ready, at least you understand about the basic language, and also learn how to comment and to ask people or to request people, something like that. And then it is always be open-minded. Since you will meet people with a different background and cultures, which sometimes you think, oh, why these people is hard to deal, or why this cultures is inappropriate in my countries, or why these people is too difficult for me or making me difficult. Yeah, you have to be an open-minded for this, because you will meet with everyone with different background. With sometimes these people is very radical for you, or sometimes these people is very flat, or they don't have any expression. So yeah, you should be ready for this and be passionate. This is the tips that I always mention to everyone for working in the multinational company. So when you talk to other peoples from different nationalities, it is always good to start with the storytelling from your patient, and the storytelling begin with the very smooth flow of the conversation, so you can make a friends with your patient, and then they always interest with what is your passion, what is your hobbies, and can you share me something about your hobbies, or how do you experience this, or how you get this, something like that. So, or something that you like to do in your daily life. And also the last thing, this is a very cliche, but yeah, always do check out their LinkedIn and recruitment page. It's because the multinational companies such as Forest Interactive, so we posted a job board there because we want to make sure we get a lot of candidates from different and various nationalities, so we can select them which one is the fit for the team. And then this is the career for IR students at multinational companies. So alongside with the diplomatic and political international career, you can be a public relations because you also learn about how to understand people, how to understand different cultures, diplomatic, something like that. So most of the companies are like to get another insight from the AR graduates. And also, of course, public affairs, public policy, since you also learn about the political and diplomatic things in your subject, investor relations, because you met with several investors from different nationalities as well, government relations, of course, human capital, or we can say people operations nowadays, risk analysis and research and development. And then, so who we are. This is a bit of Forest Interactive. So we started in 26. So we've been 15 years. Started in Malaysia and also expand our international office in Indonesia. And then for now, we have more than 250 plus talents with 28 nationalities. As the telco operators or telco providers, we connected with more than 90 mobile operators worldwide, and we operate in more than 30 operating countries. So this is our value, as what I mentioned before. We have 3 values, which is passion, innovative, and diversity. This is the 3 important things that perhaps the new graduates are looking for. So yeah, I believe not only in Forest Interactive, but also in other companies that they have regional or international office are also did the same thing for their values as well. This is our office look like. So as you can see, there are so many different faces there. So you can look like there is an Asian, Middle East, European, and then African. So we can gather in one place. And yeah, usually if the situation is not pandemic, in December, we always hold the gala night to meet with everyone from different countries, and we celebrate our milestone and our achievement during a year. So yeah, I think that's all from me. If you guys have a further question, so we can have the session in Q&A session. Thank you. Back to you, Ria.
Thank you, Mr. Ricky, for your inspirational story. Ladies and gentlemen, please give your applause to Mr. Ricky. Okay, now we have heard the insightful stories from the 4 resource persons. I hope it can lead your interest in knowing more about the potential future as an international relations student or potential field for international relations graduate. Before we go to our Q&A session or question and answer session, please let me invite Ms. Talita to share about something important. Yep, Ms. Talita. Okay, still mute.
Yeah, we can hear you, but your voice very low.
Hello.
Very low.
So thank you for the opportunity. Ria said I can explain a little bit more about Indonesia and diplomacy. So I've met the other speakers, and I think they have quite interesting point of view. For example, like maybe I can clarify a bit that Indonesia right now is not in the third world country status because we are no longer as a country who accept donors. Instead, we already give aids and donations to other countries in need, like such as African countries. So maybe I can clarify a little bit about that. um, as the previous speaker, Mr. Ricky said, and he's mastering in public relation, a diplomat is a public relations for the country. So we protect the country, we promote the country, we report to the countries what's happening with the counterparts, and also we promote the economy and the trade relations between countries. So if Mr. Ricky said they have representative offices, it's also the same like Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We don't have branches within the country. So if you are becoming a diplomat, do not wish that you will work in your hometown. But instead, we have 132 representative offices in all over the world. For example, right now, I'm live from Istanbul, but right now I'm in my bedroom, so I cannot show you the beauty of Istanbul. But that is the perks of my works. You can have international friends. You deal with several stakeholders, for example, other government bodies, business entities, also NGO. That's why I'm glad to meet you all guys here today, and hopefully we can keep in touch in the future. Also other internal stakeholders such as citizens and students like you guys here. I'm so happy to meet over 200 students today. Hopefully you are part of Indonesian's diplomacy future. So I think for a diplomat, it's a very what can I say about that? It's very complete combinations of skills. Like you must have like skill in public speaking. You must have skill in networking. You must have clerical skill. It is very important because most of our job we do clerical job. What are the clerical job? For example, like note taking, make reports. You know, sorry, like office reports, those kind of things are skills that really needed in our professions. Not only that, I think management skill now is also very needed because Ministry of Foreign Affairs now is reforming our organizations. So in the future, we can see a better performing ministry. We are already on the top 3, but we're looking forward to be the best one in Indonesia. So looking forward to it. If you have any questions, please drop me the question. I don't know why my voice is very low. I already put the speaker very loud, and I'm half screaming right now.
Oh, maybe the setting in the audio.
No, it's already full. Everything is already full speed.
Okay. That's okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Talita, for the insight. I think, yeah, it's really nice for everyone to learn more, to understand like how every role here actually connected. So yeah. So now we are in question and answer session. For those of you who have questions for our respected speakers, please feel free to write in the chat box, or you can raise hand and we will let you unmute your microphone. You can ask either in English or in Bahasa Indonesia. I will help you to translate it if you need. Also, I have good news. We have door prizes, Gramedia vouchers for the best questions. So make sure you share what's in your mind. All right, let's have a look. The question here. So, are the speakers ready to receive the question from our participants? All right. So there is one question. Okay. This is from Usman Triwahyudi. Actually, in the current era, graduates of international relations do not only work in the government sector, but also fill almost all job sectors, from NGO, multinational companies. My question is how the application of the international relations science can be applied in every career sector, starting from the government sector, multinational companies, to NGOs, and how the view of speakers on the career prospect of international relations graduate for the current condition. All right, maybe we can have a few speakers answer this question. Let's start from Dinda. Yeah, since Dinda was graduated from international relations as well, could you please share about how can, there are a lot of variation of the international relations graduate can work.
Okay. Thank you very much, Brother Usman Triwahyudi, for the question. I will try to answer, and maybe the other speakers can complete my answer as well. The application of the international relations science can be applied in every sector. Okay, so as an IR graduate, I believe that an IR graduate can work in almost everywhere except like if you want to be a doctor or an engineer, because you have to have a specialty on that. But as long as it requires working with people, communications, economical perspective, and other things in a social sphere, you can always try to apply to your company dream or organization dream, because when we are studying international relation stuff, we, as far as I can remember, we are trying learn almost anything like political, international politics, international economics, international law, international communications, everything international. We learn so much about that. And if you are going to apply to some companies or organizations, as an HR, what I'm looking is not only where are graduating from, but also your experience in organizational work outside a non-formal approach. Like, are you active in student bodies, or are you joining other clubs in your university? Something that will help you to become a more professional worker in the future. I think that's my answer.
Okay, yep. Yeah, thank you, Miss Linda. Maybe we can have like one more perspective, since Talita was graduated from communication, if I'm not mistaken. And then, yeah, shifting to be a diplomat. So how that works?
Can you hear my voice now? I'm using
yeah, it's a lot better. It's a lot better.
It's a lot better. So, in my humble opinion, a diplomat is professions that is not only applicable for HR graduates. This field is very competitive because me, for example, I'm not an HR student. I wasn't, but I still can be part of Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That is quite a challenge. But if you ask how this knowledge can be applied, I think if I compare myself to my friends who were graduated from HR, they are more you know, ample in the HR theory. Hopefully you learn well in the school, so you're mastering the theory well. But I think that is my insecurities. If I was compared to an HR students in the theory of HR, I can tell that, oh, this person has more knowledge than I am. But in general, don't be intimidated for each other, because Ministry of Foreign Affairs is like a house which has different parts. Some parts are the roof, some parts are the pillars, some parts are the windows. So for communications people like me, I work on the communication sectors, and be the best in your field. I think that is the message that I can tell to those who wants to apply for HR in UEE. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Talita. Thank you, Ms. Dinda. Okay, next. So we will let the audience to directly share their question. Maybe we can start from Dina Anggreni, who already raised hand. Yep, admin. Oh, yeah. Yes, please, Dina.
And thank you for the opportunity. I want to ask some of the speakers, as we already know that today we can find so many people who kind of get lost in terms of career. To be specific, there are people who are majoring in political science, but when they end up entering the real world for a job, they're working for something that's not relevant to their educational background. So do you consider this phenomenon as an issue or not? And if you consider this as an issue, is there something that we can do as a college student to make sure that we don't experience this phenomenon? Thank you so much.
Yes, I think this is a very interesting question. Okay, maybe maybe Ricky, maybe you can share about it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Who is again? Dinda? Sorry.
Dina.
Dina, yeah. I don't think it's an issue, yeah, because in my experience working, especially in the tech company, so usually our user or the employer here, they did not consider where the background are you from. So in terms of the background, we usually want to learn more or to dig more about your portfolio, what you have done before during your experience in school, organization, and then another related job. So it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be an issue as long as you are enjoy to work with these companies as well. For example, our PR head came from the political science, so she's not having a communication background before, but she's very passionate in the publishing, public relations, and also the communications thing. So yeah, it could be nice for her to expand her career as public relations or corporate communications in the tech company. Yeah, that's my question. Hopefully it answer the question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ricky. Well, I think we have a lot of questions. So yeah, I think I'll just let an answer if it's enough by one respondent. Then yeah, one speakers will answer one question. Okay, maybe next we will let Sarah Salsabil to share your question directly. Yep, please unmute, Sarah. Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, my name is Sarah. I'm from Aceh. We have seen from the PowerPoint that Mr. Ricky shared that career for international relationship for students are really many. I also want to join in international relations when I went to university, but I live in an area where parents think like, actually they don't say it, but we can read from their behavior that they have this mindset that in an area like this, that are still take with custom international relationship are not needed at all, including Aceh. Because they think majors are useless, they prefer their children to become doctors or civil servant because they are considered more successful in this area that is still very traditional in. And that's my question. How do we as young people deal with this?
Okay, thank you, Sarah. I think, yeah, since Dinda also took this major, maybe you could share more, Din, on how did you convince your parents to take this major? Yeah.
All right, that's a very interesting question, actually. The first reason why I choose an IR as my major is because I don't like math. I cannot deal with numbers. But thankfully, I have a quite open-minded parents that are believe in what I'm uh, choosing for my future. They don't push me to be a doctor or an astronaut maybe, or what they want, because they said to me that it's your life. If you're not gonna enjoy it, who are going to live in it? Because it's my own life. So thankfully, when I was in college, the programs in my university back then is also very supportive, that my parents can see how well developed I am becoming as an IR student. So even though they are still questioning why are you choosing NGO as your a profession right now, but they are quite happy because they can see me travel the world for free, not asking for their money. And then, yeah, and what I'm going to say to my parents is, Mom, Dad, the world of work is evolving, and every job aspect is important as long as we can contribute to help people. I think that's my answer.
Okay, sure. I think, yeah, Pindi also took anthropology, didn't you? But now you learn about, like IR research, humanity research, and so on. So yeah, how does this work? Yeah.
I think it's a good question related to the how to convincing the parent the things that the major that we took is important in the future to guarantee our prosperity, let's say. And I think the one thing that I would like to share was that when I was in the field, like in Molucas, if I'm not wrong, in 2016, and when I drive the ojek, the local motorcycle service, the driver asked me, "Sorry, brother, what do you do?" And I said, "I'm a researcher. What are things that you actually do?" I mean, I interview people and then I make a report and so on. So I use Spy or something. And this kind of job is a rarely for it's not common in many people ears compared to doctor, lawyer, or police or army and so on. But I think in the current social media era and internet era, people can just get easily information to what kind of job that they would like to be after they took, for example, political major or international relation. It's not only political for a government job or international relation. All of international relations student will become a diplomat someday, but they could also do in company in Gojek, for example, in international company as well. It's open many opportunities for uh, diversity of our major for politics, international relation, and so on, and psychology as well. So I think the student needs to be participate as well in many volunteer activity like student group as well to strive their experience when they graduated. They're ready for the new environment, looking for career as well. And it's hard to convince the old school point of view for the parent, but you have to prove it in the end. Tell to them by proving it instead of confront their argument. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Pindi. Well, yeah. Next, we are going to let Lalu Shamaitzar. Yes. Please, yeah, share your question.
Okay. Ms. Talita already mentioned before about the relations between foreign ministry and our campus university UII. So the thing I want to ask is about is there any facilitation from our campus to provide us to have an internship in the foreign ministry, since we are still an undergraduate students? I think this is an important situation, an opportunity for us. Maybe you can answer this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lalu. Okay, Miss Talita, you're smiling a lot. What do you think? Is there any internship opportunities in our foreign ministers?
So, for your information, before the pandemic happened, it's 3 months waiting list if you want to have internship in our office. So, if you want to do your internship there, you have to plan ahead and apply. You can call the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and you can ask them to direct you to the Directorate General which one that you want to intern with. For example, I was working with ASEAN. So if you want to work with ASEAN, you can ask the operator, please direct me to ASEAN because I want to have my internship there. Then they will direct you and give you instructions how to apply. In short, one is you have to write emails. Two is cover letters from your university. Three is cover letter from yourself, like letter of intentions, why you want to intern in that directorate. Four, maybe like a proposal of your, what is your program? What you aim from your internship? What do you want to learn? Something like that. A short proposal stating your purpose of internship there. If there is facilitations or not, so far we have already have thousands of students in having internship there. It gives you a greater picture of your task, of our task in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, even though like the intern students will not be assigned to very difficult job. You will be assigned to small tasks like making notary or making minutes of the meeting, something like that. Simpler tasks, but during those activities, you can get a clearer image what is happening in the diplomacy wheel, behind the wheel, something like that.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Talita. So basically there is, so you just need to reach out, guys, reach out, email the office, which division or which department you're interested in to be part of. So yeah, just ask them. Okay, thank you, Ms. Talita. Okay, so next we are going to invite Lutfi Wibawa. Yes, Lutfi Wibawa.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. So thank you for this opportunity to bring me the new horizon and the new insight. Today I want to ask to Mbak Dinda, Union Rec Center, right? So I'm from the property family, selling the property and lot of business. And also I want to know what is the trick to we sell the trade or the business in the union rights, and how to be myself or ourselves be more charming to interact the consumer. So can you give me other tips and trick, Mbak Dinda? Thank you so much.
Okay, Dinda, please.
Okay, thank you for the question. Here's the thing. If you are I think I'm going to answer the second question first on how to look more appetizing to the consumer. Maybe it's not my area of expertise to answer. Maybe Ria even have a better idea for it. But you can always market your products in a way that your consumer is like. First, you have to do a market research on how is the character of your buyers are, and you can suit that marketing process in a way that can be more appetizing to the future buyer. That's, I think, my very short answer for the second question. But for the first question, actually, Trade Union Rights Center, if in Bahasa Indonesia, it is Serikat Pekerja. So in my organization, we are working with Serikat Pekerja in various kind of factories in manufacturing, in palm oil sector, in many industries. So what are we trying to bring a conversation to them is they have to fully understand their rights as workers, like what is the minimum wage in the provision, and then if you're a women workers, what rights are you should be aware of, and something like that. So it is not necessarily related to the trade in the business, but it's more towards a relation between the employee and the employer, on how we can make a more harmonious industrial relationship among the workers and the employers. I think that's my answer, Ria.
Okay, thank you, Dinda. Okay, next we are going to invite Sadam Fitra to speak up your mind. Sadam Fitra.
Good afternoon to all the speaker. I just want to ask about how right now in the situation where you can apply everything online, there's just so many people that apply internship online, and even some of it apply more than one internship, and some of it even apply to an internship before they even graduate high school. So is it really necessary for us as an high school student to, do the internship online? And is it really, make a lot of difference for us later in the future when we were, about to start our career? Is it really like helpful for us? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sadam. Okay, maybe since Ricky working for a multinational company, maybe Ricky can try to answer this after Windy answer this. Because Windy, I feel like he thinks a lot when he heard this question. So yeah, Windy.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, like competition will be tight after this Z generation graduated from the high school or college compared to previous generation. I think the things that you makes a different you from the other one in the same pool is that you have to gain more experience. Like the company is not only considering which certain university you come from, but the experience that you gain in your CV. It takes you a different your CV from the other one if you gain more experience beforehand. So therefore, that took the internship or a volunteer activity will help you a lot in the future career to be some in certain company or certain organization you want work for. I mean, you can start as early as possible. It will good to gain more experience, either online or offline. I mean, when the offline you gain experience, of course, a lot because it's physically present there. But in the offline situation, COVID situation, you will at least gain a certificate from the certain company or certain organization, which is very useful in the future when you apply for job. Yeah, very good question.
Okay, thank you, Findy. Yes, maybe one short answer from Ricky.
Sorry, what is the question again? I missed the question.
Yeah, it's about how do we really need to prepare a track record or a virtual voluntary or internship experience, even though we are still in high school, to compete in the future?
Oh yes, I could agree with that. So just for your information, the portfolio is very important for the employer right now. In our companies is also when we hire someone from any kind of their background, we always look for their portfolio. So don't forget to document your portfolio starting from now, and then I believe it will be used and someday you can tell stories about your portfolio.
Okay, thank you, Ricky. Okay, So first of all, I want to apologize to all the questions in the chat box because we have limited time. So we are going to let Sofia De Aresta and after that Rifki to share your question. And maybe if the speakers here have spare time to type the answer on the chat box, feel free to do so. And yeah, please, Sofia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, clear.
I would like to say thank you to all the mentors who come to join our today's session today during your tight schedule on Saturday. And I'm Sophia. I'm currently right now on my 7th semester in IP International Relation UEE. So I do have 2 questions to be asked. So my first question is, since I'm international relation, is there any chance for me or any international graduates to jump into the field of human resources or project management? Because we know that international relation usually jump into the government policy and so on and so forth. And my second question is, when we got into working field, we usually being called into user interview. So my question is, how do we answer all those user interviews excellency? Because a few months ago, I was being called into user interview for internship, but I was failed. Thank you so much. Maybe these questions for Mbak Dinda or Mas Riki, I do believe. Thank you so much for giving me a time to ask questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sophia. Okay, so then we'll answer together. Yes, Rifki, please. Yes. Rifki, are you ready? Yeah, Rifki. Yeah, we cannot hear you. Is it just me or?
Yes, Rifki, you need to unmute your mic. We already asked you to unmute your mic, but you probably didn't press the button. Can you please help us to unmute your mic?
Okay, Rifki, are you okay? Okay, while waiting for Rifki, maybe we can answer Sophia question first. I think before we go to Dinda, I think Talita has an answer for that.
Which one you were asking me? Like
the first one.
Like how to pass interview, something like that.
The one before that.
Please.
Whether the IR students can work as an HR or a project management.
Oh yeah, that's so funny. I saw your gesture. You're flipping the table. I can feel my table has been flipped now. So I think this is the pink elephant in the room. Yeah. Because this event is to encourage students. My best advice is choose a major, a faculty that you don't need anyone to encourage you to go. Like choose something that, yes, I'm going to class this morning. Like, yes, I have class tomorrow. Choose something like that. So the reason why I'm not an HR student, but this is my process of becoming a diplomat. Like I choose a subject, a faculty that that I know I can ace the process. You know, don't choose something that you cannot even withdraw yourself in the morning. You cannot get out of the bed thinking that, oh my god, I have class, I can't go, I don't want to go. Don't do something like that. You're killing yourself if you choose that kind of class. So for me, start right, start correctly. So choose something that you don't need your parents to encourage you, you don't need me to encourage you, you don't need anyone to encourage you but yourself, because you know that this is what you want and this is your dream, something like that. So how, but if you know, if you want to for example change your profession, I think it's very applicable, because a lot of professions right now is very liquid, very fluid. For example, diplomat is also a fluid profession, that you don't have to come from an HR to be a diplomat. So if you can find the way, and if it's your journey in life, I think as long as you become number one and try your best to be number one, I think you make it through. Because my mom always say that she doesn't care if I become a tofu maker, you know, tofu seller, as long as I'm number one in my field. I think that is the best advice I can tell you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Talita. Okay, Dinda, what do you think about how these students can excel their user interview, since you are in human resource field as well?
Yeah, the very good trick for it is to actually convince the interviewer that you will be a good additional part of the team. You can share your strength, and usually if we are dealing with interns, we are looking whether they are active or not in the organizations, and do they really know why they are applying to certain companies or organization. As long as it can convince us, like, okay, I can work with you. You have a big motivation to learn and grow yourself with our organization. We can absolutely consider you to be part of our team. And I really want to answer the first question, actually, because hello, I'm here, an IR graduate, and I'm not a diplomat. I don't even interested to become one. And then, yeah, of course, you can be anything as long as you're passionate about it. You have a motivation to learn, and you are not afraid to fail. Because we never studied the human resource uh, practice in our college, but as far as I'm meeting different kind of people, meeting my mentors in HR, communicating with the senior that are already working in this field far more than I am, I can always learn from them. That's why I highlight in my presentation before, networking is very essential, because from there you can get a very valuable lesson that you cannot get in a classroom. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dinda. Maybe I will ask Ricky and Vindi as well, since this is our last question, to give your insight about. Sorry, yeah, Talita.
I have small things to add. Because the previous question she was highlighting about her failure. I think when you are a student, make as much failure attempt as possible. Finish all your failure quota so you can be successful. So that's what I did. Don't be discouraged just because you fail one or twice or even 10 times. Remember, even Jack Ma was having a lot of failures until he has Alibaba. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's really great insight. Just try. Don't afraid of failure. Okay, Ricky is smiling. So what do you think, Ricky, about how to excel on a user interview?
Yeah, I agree with Salita and Dinda as well. Yeah, look, this is very important things that perhaps most of the potential candidate are missing something, because you don't understand what the context is. So when your user asking about something, or demand, or perhaps concerning about something, you have to learn what the context this person is trying to say to us. So meaning if you can understand what the context is, it's easy to answer it. For example, in my previous interview with Forest Interactive, my CEO not asking, but he's concerning about, oh, I don't like Indonesian. It's because Indonesian are lazy, especially the man. He's always lazy, don't have a commitment, and then he always Indonesian man is always late and blah 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 blah. And then he asked, "What do you think about that?" Okay, so I don't react with, should I agree with those concern, or should I understand more about the concern? So I started with understand more about the context of what he's trying to say. So he's trying to test me how I can react and how I can menerima the critics or anything that perhaps in the future my CEO or anyone can critics me, even in the deepest level in my life. So how you can answer that? Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Cindy, you learned a lot about humanity, so what do you think? Someone can stand out in this digitalization era? Yeah, last closing remarks from the speakers.
Continuing what the previous speaker mentioned about related to the our resilient accepting critic and harsh comment from the manager, from our coworkers. I think the lack, I already mentioned this to Ria. I'm pretty sure that the lack of the from this generation, I mean the Z generation, is a mental resiliency. I mean it must be added to the competency of a commitment and how to react in certain way for the critic, for example. I mean, in a job, I mean, people will be direct. As for example, the Dutch people will usually more directed rather than Japanese, who always seems nice or humble. But Singapore or the Dutch, for example, the culture is more direct. Like when they say don't like your job, don't like your work, they gotta say it anyway, regardless how you feel in the end. But I mean, don't be underestimate yourself. After that, you feel down or and so on. Just like previous speaker also mentioned about it, like you have to be failure. I mean, it's inevitable not to get to be successful right away. I mean, you have to be fail. You have to be embarrass yourself in the beginning, and then you get to know where your position is eventually. Like I don't know, I really like this quote who say that, I forgot. Like it was like hanging around in a barber shop. Like sooner or later you will get a haircut, but the things that you have to catch up the break. I mean, you have to catch up the break to get a haircut. Like you have to continue, try, fail again and fail again. And at the end of the day, you have to be fail better. I mean, successful, in other words. So don't be whining like why I fail, I'm depressed, blah blah blah. No, I mean you have to struggle, man. I mean it's how the way to survive. Like that's how it works. You are welcoming after they graduated, it's very different field you are facing, and is no one can you rely on except yourself. Like no parent, no coworker, no orang dalam, blah blah blah. You have to force yourself to get what you want. Like I mean, start to right now to galvanize yourself mentally and intellectually. I mean, that's all I got to say for the graduate student. Anyway.
All right. Thank you so much, Fendi. Thank you so much to all our respected speakers. I think the discussion is very fruitful and your insights are remarkable. Thank you so much for being here. Spare your time sharing with the young generations of Indonesia. Thank you so much, Ms. Talita, Ms. Dinda, Ms. Ricky, and Mr. Vindi. Ladies and gentlemen, please give virtual applause to all the panelists. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are near the end of the event today. Let's hear the closing remarks from Mr. Hangga Fatana. Mr. Hangga, the screen is yours.
Thank you so much, Ms. Siti Madaria. The Honorable, the invited speakers, Ms. Dinda Wahid, Ms. Talita Hindarto, Mr. Ricky Iskandar, and Mr. Vindi Kurniawan. I would like also to greet my colleague, Mr. Enggar Furi Herdianto, Ms. Karina Utami Dewi, Mr. Geradi Distira, Ms. Masitoh Nurrohma, Ms. Gustriani Putri, Mr. Muhammad Rizki Utama, Mr. Hadin Fadli Robbi, Dr. Muhammad Zulfikar Rahmat, Rizky Dianursita, Ms. Rizky Dianursita, and then Dr. Hasbi Aswar, Mr. Wahyu Arif Raharjo, Mr. Irawan Jati, and Mr. Willy Ashadi, and all respected high school partners of Universitas Islam Indonesia across the countries, respected teachers, high school students, all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for staying with us until the end of the program. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And it is very interesting. I am very impressed to see such a fruitful discussion among the students, high school students, and also our students. And also, I'm also impressed by the fact that our mentors, the speakers of today's event, also provided such comprehensive and also crystal clear perspective on how students should prepare their future career since the beginning of their study. I am also proud of the fact that today's event has successfully highlighted the fact that building a career in multinational corporations, in non-governmental organizations, in research institutions, and in government-to-government diplomacy basically shares a common skill sets. This include negotiations, social media engineering to some points, data or insight learning, statistics for politics, speech writings, clerical things like taking note on meeting and so on and so forth, diplomatic lingo, research skills, communication skills, problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, and English proficiency. I am also proud of the fact that this skill set is actually in line with the career projections of IR Universitas Islam Indonesia graduates. We project that our future graduates would be the actors in diplomacy, actors in transnational advocacy network, actors in multinational business economy, and actors in global IR research. I would like to once again remind to our students, particularly the students of IP in the intake of 2018, that you should prepare yourself. You should make the most of now. You should make the most of now and embrace the opportunities to do your best in this career mentoring program, as the career mentoring program would have around 8 meetings, and you should take the best shot in every meeting. I would like also to take the opportunity to answer some questions regarding the international relations in Universitas Islam Indonesia. The question was proposed by teachers from high schools and also some students, not only high school students, but also some of our university students. First, about the scholarship. We actually provide scholarship for the ongoing students who excel in academic performance. any students in International Relations Department who achieve the highest GPA or grade point average would be granted a tuition waived for one whole semester during their study. The scholarships also available not only from the university but also from our partners, not only in corporation but also our government partners. Depending on the program, we provide around 4 to 5 billion rupiah scholarships each year to all Universitas Islam Indonesia students. This includes students in international relations. I also noted that we had questions about the English proficiency, through which some question is about whether a student who has some issues in English proficiency is eligible to join the international program. Well, the answer is that we have certain passing grade for the English proficiency, and we have the minimum requirements for TOEFL and also IELTS score. Somehow, students who are accepted in our program will be assisted with annual IELTS test score. So we will conduct annual test of IELTS simulation test for our students to make sure that during their time of study in Universitas Islam Indonesia, they would not only they would not only learn about IR science, but also they would learn about how to enhance their English proficiency. The third point that I also noted about the questions is about the learning model during the pandemic. Please be advised that in the upcoming semester, we will still conduct the online learning. Universitas Islam Indonesia is part of the leading universities in Indonesia that perform high quality online learning. We provide students with Google Classroom, Google Education Network. We also provide students with official license of the Microsoft Office. Students will also be provided with a Zoom account with premium license, each student of UII. And also, more importantly, we also provide Panopto. This is a asynchronous learning platform provided by UII to all students in Universitas Islam Indonesia, and only few universities in Indonesia that are providing this Panopto platform to their students. Among leading universities in the world that provide this Panopto include University of College in London. To my knowledge, it also include Oxford University and also Harvard University. And we are proud of the fact that we are part of the first universities in Indonesia that providing Panopto as the platform to enhance our learning model. Lastly, I noted also that we had questions from our IP students about the internship opportunity in the Foreign Ministry of Indonesia. My answer is clear, I think. Please stay tuned. In upcoming weeks, we will provide students with some announcements of internship opportunities. In the meantime, we also providing students with student exchange opportunities to 7 partners of universities in Indonesia, from Riau, Lampung, Malang, and some universities. These include also in Surakarta and also our respected partner in Salatiga. Students could join this kind of program, and this include the internship opportunity. And more importantly is that this internship and also the internship and the student exchange opportunities are available because of the support from the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology that provides grant for our department for the program of Merdeka Belajar, Kampus Merdeka. So I think once again, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank you to all invited speakers and also all teachers from our partners of high schools of Universitas Islam Indonesia, and also all students for staying with us until the end of the event. I hope you got something, you have built something in your mind that building a career should not be started once you graduate, but instead building your dreams, building your future career should be started since the beginning of your study. And this is very possible because in Universitas Islam Indonesia, in the international program at the Department of International Relations, we provide support for you to do so. Thank you. I think I'll leave it there. Time to zip. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for your remarks, Mr. Hanga. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give virtual applause to Mr. Hanga. All right. Last but not least, I'm going to announce the door prize winner for our event today. So there will be 12 people. So yeah, there will be 12 people, and their names are Usman Triwahyudi, Dina Anggraini, Sarah Salsabil, lalu Syamaitzar Misrina Nuri Fatia, and Evelina Malik, Ibnu, BK Persis Benda Tasikmalaya, Endeh Kurniasari, Guru BK SMK Syamsul Ulum, Lutfi Wibawa, Sadam Fitra, Sofia De Aresta Ananda, and Riza Permana. So thank you so much for your participation and your involvement, either in the chat box or during the direct interaction with the respected speakers. And then our committee will contact you directly regarding the door prizes. Okay, now we arrive at the end of our today's agenda. I hope you enjoy the discussion today and get meaningful insight about your career projection in the future. Like my CEO always said, do what you are passionate about and master it. Last but not least, on behalf of Universitas Islam Indonesia, we extend our appreciation to each and every one of you. We do hope we can meet again in different occasions. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy your weekend. I'm Siti Mahdaria. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.